Hey ladies, McKenna here. Today we're going to be tackling the tough subject of postpartum hair loss. Now, we're going to be talking a little bit about what it is, what causes it, and I hopefully want to give you just some tips and tricks to maybe make it so that it's not so bad, or also if you are experiencing it, just some things that you could do to kind of ease that process. Obviously, when we have babies, I'm a mom of two, and our body goes through so much change, right? With one of those big changes can come postpartum hair loss. And so we're going to dive into a little bit on that right now. So the first thing of why does it even happen, right? So we know that our hormones are changing in huge ways when we get pregnant, when we're carrying the baby, and then really a lot when we have the baby, so postpartum. And the biggest reason that our hair can start to either thin, like for me, I got it more like around my hairline. The reason that can happen is because of the huge change in hormones that happens once you have a baby. And the hormones specifically are estrogen and then progesterone. So that being said, what can sometimes happen, it doesn't happen to all women, it does happen to some, is typically it'll happen around 2 to 4 months after delivery that you can start noticing like your hair thinning out a little bit. For me, like I said, it was like my hairline right here and these two little spots kind of like receded a little bit more than it was. So obviously, it's not fun, but it's just part of life. It's something that can happen. So let's talk about some things that you can do to help to minimize it happening at all, or to minimize it if it's happening right now, and give you some kind of, hopefully some helpful maybe solutions or ways to kind of bring that down a little bit, because we've already got enough crazy going on, right, with the newborn and everything else that our bodies are going through and everything. So let's try to minimize that. A couple things that you can do. Now, keep in mind, the reason that this happens is because of such a significant hormone change. So we really want to think about things that are going to help keep our hormones balanced. A really big one, obviously you would need to wait until you're cleared from your doctor for this, is just really light to, mild exercise. Exercise can really help our bodies to not only balance our hormones, but this is also kind of gonna kill two birds with one stone, because it's gonna help your hormones, with your hair, but also those post-baby blues, a lot of moms can kind of suffer in that area. And so this will really help also balancing emotions, things like that. So once you're cleared from your doctor, if you're feeling up for it, some light exercise, taking baby for a walk, just getting out, get some sunshine, will really do you some good. So exercise will really help to balance out your hormones. Another thing that is a big hormone kicker, which this is so unfortunate, is sugar. So eating like sugary foods, processed foods, which of course you want to have grace for yourself and you want to, be taking it easy on yourself, but this is just something to be mindful of, is that those types of foods can really cause your hormones some imbalance, whether you just had a baby or not, which is also another reason why you might see, if you're eating a lot of sugar, if you're eating a lot of processed foods, it could also cause breakouts, acne, that type of stuff. So they kind of go hand in hand. So your diet, exercise, so I know it can be difficult, especially when you just had a baby, because you're like, oh, I just need something quick, right? So really try to just, even if you're gonna have like fast food or something sugary during the day, try to really be mindful of getting in those whole foods, those leafy greens. Something that really helped me postpartum was getting those big giant green juices. I think we got ours from Costco, and that was just a really good way for me to make sure, okay, I'm getting greens in, even if I just have to sip it, while I'm nursing or whatever it is. I really found that to be super helpful. All right, so we've got exercise, we've got a healthy diet, and then the last thing that could really benefit you is making sure you're still taking your vitamins. So something that I personally kind of struggled with was I was really good at taking my prenatal while I was pregnant. I'm like, every day I'm taking it, I'm making sure I'm taking care of baby. But then once I actually had my baby, I almost kind of put myself on the back burner, which I think a lot of moms tend to do, just because we're trying to figure out this new life and we've got all these new demands. And so something to be really mindful of is to make this kind of goes hand in hand with the things that I already talked about, but is to really make sure that you're taking care of yourself, because when you're taking care of yourself, you're filling up your cup, you've got more to give. And if you talk to any seasoned mom, they will always tell you, this is what they told me at least, is that you can't pour from an empty cup. So to just be mindful of that, making sure you're taking care of your health, your mind, and a way that you can do this is staying on top of your vitamins. I personally loved to continue just taking my prenatal. That was something that was recommended to me, but take whatever, you know, you feel comfortable with, maybe something that your doctor recommends. For me personally, that was just continuing my prenatal even after birth, and that really helped as well. So if you feel like you are really struggling with postpartum hair loss, one, I would definitely recommend talking to your doctor, and they can kind of point you in the right direction of if you need to get any creams, any sprays that are going to really help that. If you feel like it's more on the extreme side. Another great thing, if sometimes like a lot of moms will feel like their actual, like the bulk of their hair is really thinning out. So that would be a great time to kind of just, you know, on the days that you're feeling up for it and wanting to go out, to throw in your extensions. And that way you're just like, oh, I've got, you know, I don't know. I just always feel better and like more confident when I've got my hair going on. And it's just one of those things that as a new mom, like I said, you tend to kind of put yourself on the back burner. So when you do get a night, you know, to either go on a date night or go out with your girlfriends, throwing in your extensions, giving yourself some more body and volume can really be a fun way to kind of take care of yourself and also just to feel beautiful, right? So I think that's super important. So I think extensions would be a great way, even if you've got like shorter hair, if you're not necessarily looking for length, but you're wanting just that added volume, maybe that you feel like you lost, you could just, you know, get the shorter extensions or trim your extensions to your actual hair length, and that'll give you some more volume to kind of hopefully make up for that difference. So hopefully with those kind of tips and tricks, it won't be too bad if you're like pregnant and you're worried about that, or if you're experiencing it. Don't stress, don't fret, give yourself grace, and just know that it's going to take time for your body to fully balance out again, but it will balance out. Just really be mindful of taking care of yourself and really hopefully giving your hormones that extra chance to kind of balance out a little bit quicker too. So I hope that those tips were helpful for you guys. I'll list all of this stuff in our Cashmere blog post, but I hope that you guys have an incredible day. If you are a new mom, congratulations. If you're pregnant, congratulations. It's seriously such an exciting time, and I just love motherhood so much. So I hope that these little tips for you kind of help you out, make you feel confident. All right, you guys, so I will see you in the next blog post. Bye.